everyone, Charles Watts here, the Arsenal correspondent at Goal, joining you from the Emirates after Arsenal's finished with a 5-1 win here against Everton. It wasn't enough to secure fourth spot though. Tottenham also scoring 5, hammering Norwich 5-0 at Carrow Road. So Spurs who get 4th, Arsenal get 5th. Disappointing, really, given the way the season panned out, given what position Arsenal were in just a couple of weeks ago in fact. So it's tough to define it. I mean, I spent all day today trying to work out exactly how I feel about this season for Arsenal. I've been trying to write about it as well, and it's just really difficult, I think, because at the start of the season, as I've said a few times, you finish 5th, someone offers you 5th, I think you take it for Arsenal, you absolutely take it. But the way the season panned out, obviously, they had Champions League in their grasp, they had top 4 in their grasp, it was there for the taking, and they couldn't do it. They sort of fluffed their lines at the end. Tottenham, fair play to them, did what they needed to do at the end, got on a bit of a winning streak. Their signings in January proved decisive. Arsenal obviously didn't strengthen in January, I think that proves decisive. And ultimately they've got to settle for 5th. But I think when the disappointment dies down over the next couple of weeks and you sort of look at Arsenal's season as a whole, I think there's certainly positives there. They've got more points. I think they've finished 69 points they finished on this season, so they've got more points than they did last season. They've scored more goals than they did last season. There's definitely been progress made, and I just think this summer has got to be spent on building on the foundations that have got on this season. I think key to that, as we all know, is going to be signing a forward. I mean, Eddie Nketiah scored today. It's his 5th Premier League goal of the season. He joins Lacazette and Aubameyang on 5. So they're the top scoring strikers Arsenal have this season as 5 goals. I mean, it's just not good enough. You're not going to be able to achieve anything really when your strikers are scoring 5 goals in the league this season. And so that's something that's going to have to be fixed, and it's something that will be fixed this summer. Arsenal will be active in the transfer market, we know that. They will be bringing in new forwards. It just kind of, whether they prove to be successful, we'll have to wait and see. But if you can add a decent striker, if you can get that signing right this summer, or sign-ins right this summer, then the foundations that have been laid this season and the progress that's been made this season, you can really build on it. And so I don't buy into all this Arsenal will never have a better opportunity than they had this season to get 4th, because I just think that they will have. I don't see why they won't. Yes, Man City and Liverpool are on another planet when it comes to how their team looks compared to Arsenal, but I don't think anyone else is that far away. Chelsea perhaps, but they're going to struggle a little bit, you'd think, with a change of ownership. Yes, Tottenham have got Champions League, yes, they've got Antonio Conte, but I wouldn't say they're going to move miles ahead of Arsenal this summer. And I don't think Leicester will. I don't think United will. And so there's still going to be a big opportunity for Arsenal. It's all going to revolve around how they do in the transfer window this summer, I think. But the foundations have been set. The young players have been there, have progressed this season. We know that Saka's going to be stronger next season. Martinelli's going to be stronger next season. Smith Rowe, who's clearly not been fit for the second half season, is going to be better. Odegaard, who I thought was great again today, he's going to be better. Ben White, Gabriel, all these sort of players. So the foundations are there. It's just about kicking on. And, today was as easy a win as you're ever going to get. Everton will absolutely 100% on the beach after securing their sort of Premier League status during the week. I think Lampard made a few changes, and you could just see in the first half, I mean, Everton just were not in it. How it was 2-1 at half time, I'll never know. Arsenal absolutely dominant and scoring through Martinelli and Nketiah, and then right on half time, Donny van de Beek scored, sort of set up by Calvert-Lewin out of absolutely nothing. A 2-1, you thought, oh no, what was going to happen in the second half? But Arsenal cruised it. Cedric scored, Odegaard scored a great goal to make it 4, and Odegaard scored the 5th, didn't he? Gabriel scored the 4th. So Gabriel scored as many goals in the league this season as Nketiah, Aubameyang and Lacazette, and that just says it all. When your centre-back scoring the same amount of goals as your strikers, that's the issue that they're going to have to fix. But on the whole today, it was a really good, it was a good end of season game. It was what you wanted. The fans were great, as they have been all season. There was no real sense of disappointment around the place. I didn't expect there would be, because the atmosphere has been so good home and away this season, and it was again today. The players did their lap of appreciation afterwards, and load of the fans stayed behind, and you can just sense that connection that I've talked about is there. You can feel it when you're inside stadiums. Yes, there's loads of toxicity on social media, there always is, but when you're in the stadium, the connection, the bond that's been built between this set of players and this supporters it's so blatant, it's obvious. And I think Arteta's worked hard on building that, and it was apparent again today, and I think it will certainly be apparent next season, that these fans at the games, they believe in these players. They can see what the process is all about, to coin a phrase. So Yeah, it's been a good end of the season. It's ultimately it's disappointing because of what Tottenham happened. They were never going to lose at Norwich. They scored early on, and it was game over at that point. Everyone had accepted it, but everyone still had fun, and it's always good to end the season with a few goals. Right, I'm going to go through my player ratings now before I sign off from this one. And given away the game panned out, I mean they're going to be pretty decent. Aaron Ramsdale in goal, literally had barely anything to do. He made a good sort of save in the first half. I think it was Gray. Hit a powerful shot straight at him, but he saved well from it. He didn't have a chance with a goal, really. Conceded a lot of goals towards the end of the season, Ramsdale. It seems like, I don't know, it's weird. Pretty much every shot that a team has, it just kind of feels like they're scoring out of nothing at the moment with Arsenal. And I don't think you can really blame Ramsdale for too many of them, but probably haven't finished the season as well as he started it, but still, didn't have much to do today. I'm just trying to have a look now at what Everton had 2 shots on target in the whole game, so that's, one of them went in. The other one he saved. So I'll give Ramsdale a 6 just because he did what he had to do. Cedric Suarez scoring, assist as well for Suarez. Fair play to him. Really good goal, actually. He took it really nicely. Good assist for Gabriel straight after. I think he had more touches than anyone else on the pitch today. He was really heavily involved, as he tends to be when he's playing Cedric. So I give Cedric an 8. Rob Holding, Gabriel, very, very comfortable for those two. It didn't really have too many problems from Calvert-Lewin. Everton just couldn't get the ball forward at all. I'll give Rob Holding a 7. I'll give Gabriel an 8 because he scored. Again, chips in with some really valuable goals this season for Gabriel. Nuno Tavares, very, very wild. I want to have a look, see how many shots Nuno had in the game. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it felt like he had more than that. He only had 2 shots, but they were very, very wild, as they always are with Nuno. Did cause Everton problems though. Fair play to him. Was a bit of a handful, but yeah, he's got to work on his end product. No doubt about that for Nuno. I'll give Nuno a 7. Mohamed Elneny. Really solid performance from Elneny. I'm looking at, he had 100 passes. That's more than anyone else on the pitch. 97 of those successful, so a 97% passing accuracy rate for Elneny, and 98.4 passing accuracy rate for passes in the Everton half. So really tidy. Could well be his final game for Arsenal. Mikel Arteta in his press conference afterwards, speaking about Arteta, Lacazette and Nketiah, saying the decision has been made on the futures of all 3 of those, but it's too difficult to communicate right now. So that's going to come out very, very soon. You would expect from Arsenal. I suggest that you probably, the way Arteta was talking, that at least some, if not all, I think Lacazette's definitely going to go, there's no doubt about that. But the other 2 maybe a little bit more up in the air. We'll wait and see on that one. But Elneny, if this is his last game for Arsenal, it was a classic Elneny game. Very neat and tidy, didn't give the ball away too much. Barely gave it away at all. So I'm going to give Elneny a 7. Granit Xhaka, I'm going to get a 7. He came off to a bit of a standing ovation, Granit Xhaka, which was kind of nice, given the relationship that he's had with fans at times. A solid enough performance for Granit, as you'd expect in a game that Arsenal weren't really put under any pressure. So I'll give the 2 of those a 7. Bukayo Saka, he's definitely tailed off at the end of the season. Saka, there's no doubt about that. He had a few shots today. He picked up an assist, but not. He's definitely tailed off a little bit at the end of the season. He's not had the impact on matches that he had at the start of the season or during the second half of the season, even that sort of period up to March, when it just feels like all the games he's had in the last year or so have caught up a little with Bukayo. But it's still a decent game today. I'm going to give him a 7. Martin Odegaard, I thought, was very, very good. Lovely goal by Odegaard, really good. Just needs to do that more. He needs to score more goals, Odegaard. You really hope next season he can build on what I think has been a very positive first full season for him as an actual Arsenal player. And hoping he can kick on next season, because he's clearly got the talent. It's wonderful to watch. And the way he passes the ball into net like he did for his goal today, he's a really good finisher when he gets into those positions. He just needs to be a little bit more clinical, almost believe in himself a little bit more when he's in that final third, because he gets into some good positions that doesn't always shoot and feel like he should do. But it was great today, Odegaard. Love watching him play. I'm going to give him an 8. Martinelli, very, very bright. He took his penalty really well in the first half. I think he got an assist as well for Nketiah's goal, little glancing header at the near post from the corner. And again, another player who needs to score more goals, no doubt about it, but has had a very positive season, Martinelli. Sort of started the season, you weren't sure what his place was in the team, but he's really forced his way into the starting 11 and had a really good end to the season for him. So Arsenal's new number 11, of course, next season. So I'm going to give Martinelli an 8. Eddie Nketiah worked so hard, especially in that first half. Did not stop trying, did not stop working. And got his goal. Fair play to him, and had a very good end to the season. Again, if this is his last Arsenal appearance, remains to be seen, but if it is, well, at least he's gone out on a scoring note. So I'm going to give Eddie an 8 as well. Substitutes who came on: Lacazette came on, Pepe came on, Lokonga came on. The game was already done and dusted by that point, so I'm not going to give them a rating, but nice to see Lacazette come on for his last game. He had a couple of efforts, nearly scored, couldn't quite done it. It would have been nice if he finished off with a goal, but wasn't to be. So I'm going to give my man of the match. It's really tough to give a man of the match because I think there wasn't one particular standout. I thought everyone played well because Everton were pretty poor, and Arsenal just were able to enjoy themselves. So it's tough. I really liked watching Odegaard. I thought he took his goal really well, but goal and assist for Cedric, he deserves it. Might well give it to Cedric Suarez for this one, but no, I'm going to give it to Odegaard. In fact, change my mind, Odegaard, just love watching him play. I'll give it to Martin Odegaard, but it could have been a pick of about 4 or 5 players today. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thanks for all the kind words during the season. Thanks for following my coverage during the season. I will continue throughout the summer, of course, not from the delights of the Emirates at the moment, which at the moment, if I just show you what I'm looking at behind me at the moment, obviously very empty Emirates Stadium. There's a few kids out on the pitch. Mohamed El-Nenni's been out there when I've been talking with his kids, and a few of the other players' kids I think are over there at the moment playing in one of the goals in front of the North Bank. It's that classic end of season feel. So thank you very much for watching. Thanks for your support during the season. I'll speak to you very, very soon. It's finished here. Arsenal 5, Everton 1.